What's up, friends? Today we are going to talk about Azure AI translators. You heard me right. It's one of the coolest features of Azure AI services. Have you ever wondered of a situation which might arise when you have a very big business and you have a large number of clients who are talking in different languages and you really don't have an interpreter who is going to translate all those languages, a document, an invoice, or a pro forma, or you know, um, any kind of document that is going to be generated through your from your business to be shared across to your client in their local languages. It's nearly impossible in all those cases. What do you want to do on those in order to satiate all those business demands? So Azure AI translators could help you out in all such cases. What is Azure AI Translator? Azure AI Translator is an Azure AI service that can translate just not a simple text, but can also translate a document to any desired language. It can connect, it can convert, it can translate, it can customize anything seamlessly just with a little bit of configuration, and more than 100 languages are supported now and supports a wide range of test cases. All these test cases have been basically tested, tried, and experimented through various kinds of machine languages. And it's a highly scalable and a robust production ready engine, and you can customize text translations to make it more pertinent to your business, to sound it more relevant to your business domain specific needs. And Azure Translator as a result is a robust architecture to help you out in all those kinds of automatic translator translating services. So these are the few benefits that Azure Translator can help you out with. You can extend your application's reach. More your clients, more your number of clients, more you interact with them locally with the language without actually knowing their language could definitely improvise and increase your business like anything. Imagine such a situation where you have a Chinese speaking client who knows nothing but only Chinese, and you really don't have a Chinese speaking interpreter in your business, and Azure AI can help you out in all those situations. Imagine a fully customizable translation engine in order to make it more specific, more pertinent, more relevant to your business. Any kind of translations that could sound more specific to your business needs, and Azure Translator can help you out in all those cases. Yes, lastly, it's a fully controlled, my dear friends, it's a fully controlled and customizable app with a flexible pricing options where you can reach out to various kinds of pricing depending on how many number of per seconds call you are going to make on such kinds of translations, and a number of locations available depending on on your zone redundancies and all other factors. And based on that, you can immediately call your Azure Translator based on that, and it's completely controlled and can tailor made to suit your business need. Okay, so much of theory. Let me jump quickly to a practical demo. So here you go. Let me start by going to my portal Azure Home, and let me search with create a resource. Here, when the screen comes, I can simply go here and type translators. So it will pop up like this, and I can click on this, and I can select create a translator. It will take a while to get me redirected to this page where actually I'd be needing to fill out this form, where I can select an already existing resource group. As I already have a resource group, I don't want to create one. Otherwise, you can create a resource group as per your need. Region should be the one which is most suitable for you. For my demo purpose, I'm selecting East US. Name, I'm giving a suitable and a unique name which is not which is very unique. So I'm selecting something like, pardon my typo, and so it's validated, it's showing as green. I can select the pricing tier. As I was saying, it's a fully customizable and controllable. So as depending on the region, like actually if I have selected East US, so I have already used a free tier for East US, so that's why it's not showing any free tier layer available. Otherwise, if you go for any other location, I think I can get some some already available free tier. So let me try with any European regions. uh, okay, say for example I'm going with France Central, and let me see. It's free F0 up to 2M characters translated per month, which is a very good option to start with if you are doing some kind of an research. And next is like it is going to ask for review and create. I have reviewed everything. I have not missed anything. I can tag anything if needed, and I can then click on create. So it's going to take a while to get created. Once the deployment is over, once the services resource is ready, this screen typically looks like this. It is going to take you here to a screen where I can see that resource group is this, the status is active, and then the location details, pricing tier, it's free. So, by the way, I did not continue with the one that I was showing in the previous slide. Instead, I'm taking you to the one which is already have created beforehand so as to show it to you directly. Okay. So, my click here to view my endpoint. If I click on this, I can see my endpoint here. So my endpoint is like this. And also my text translation, if I want to translate a text, I need to leverage this endpoint. And if I want to translate a document altogether, I can leverage this endpoint. And these are the show keys. These are the key one and key twos. And this is my location on region. Is currently it's showing us East US. So there are two keys, as you know. If the first key gets somehow deactivated, I can continue with key two till the time I can regenerate key one. And similarly for key two also, I can regenerate key two also by clicking on this icon. So once this is done, I can come here and I can see for here, like if I type something directly, and it is going to translate this to any desired language. Any, for example, I have kept this as Spanish, that is Espanol. I am selecting as how are you. So it is going to translate me as "Cómo estás?" And the every Spanish sentence, if it is a question mark or an exclamation, it has an inverted question mark or an exclamation sign along with it. So this is also taken care of. If I ask you where are you from, so it will ask me where de donde eres, where are you from, so it will say. And it is a it has a good set of vocabularies and a precise translation dictionary along with it, so that you can blindly believe and trust it. Like it is going to trust it can very trustworthily convert any kind of input to any desired language as per your need is. So much of theories. So how can I use it in practical cases? So what I just did was that I am going to show you a small Azure HTTP request app which I have created, function app which I have created, and I'm going to send across an input text from an HTTP body, and I will show you how my HTTP Azure function can tap that text and can send it to my translator and can get back the translated document and can take and can send back the desired language, and the desired language it can translate it to. Okay, let me share my screen. All right. So here is my Visual Studio code which I have created for this. It's a very simple code, you see. Like it is basically getting hold of all the necessary files, all the necessary libraries that I'm going to make use of. And I can also, I've also installed Azure Functions and Azure Components beforehand. So I can come to my Azure and I can see that these are the necessary Azure details I have logged on already beforehand. And these are all the resources. These are the different app services. These are the different containers that are available with my Azure subscription. And with that, I have written a small Azure function which is an HTTP request based Azure function, And what is it doing is it's very simply getting hold of any kind of input. I am basically looking for a keyword, in my JSON, incoming JSON payload, I'm looking for this input. And I am storing that in a variable called name, and inside my name I am basically sending my this value of this name to another function known as translate now asynchronous, which is basically doing the necessary calling of the translator application, and it is going to await and get the value of the translated message. And I'm finally showing the content of this response message. Whatever actually I am getting the value of the response message, I'm basically showing it here. Okay, so before that, let me take you to my files and let me take you to my local settings.json. So this is where actually I have already kept my endpoints ready and my subscription keys ready and my location as ready. Where I'm getting all these values from, it's very simple. So I'm taking you back to my Azure. One moment, let me just stop sharing and let me unshare my screen. Okay, so here you go. I am coming back to my Azure uh, function in my Azure portal. In my Azure portal, if I come to my access keys, I can find out from here. Um, I can find out from here my keys details, keys and endpoint, or alternately, I can directly go to here. I can find out from keys and my endpoints directly. As I was saying, it's just going to translate a small sentence or a speech or a paragraph. That's why I'm basically doing a text translation. If I were to translate a document, then I would have invoked this URL instead. So I have just copied this guy and I have pasted it here in my endpoint. And subscription key, I have just copied this from here and I have pasted it in my subscription keys. And East US, I have copied it from here. Mind you, you should not copy the East US, you should not copy it from here. Okay, so as it's showing as East space US, don't copy it from here. It won't work. It should be copied from here actually, as I was showing you from here, like East US. It should be one word. Once there should not be any space in between them. Otherwise, your Azure translator won't work properly. So much after that, if I come back to translator in the method, what it is doing is, if I take you to this method, it's just taking you to a route which is basically hard coded as translate, then a query string with API version as so and so and so. And from this is most important, from En means English, and to means Espanol, and two means Hindi. So I am translating the same language across into two different language. So I'm inputting it as a English uh, in English sentence, and actually it is going to convert this into Espanol as well as into Hindi. Okay, and then rest is very simple. I am basically sending it across through an endpoint variable. I am getting hold of this through an endpoint variable by environment got get environment variable. Keys also likewise I am getting the value from environment.get environment variable and location. So once these variables are obtained, I am basically calling this API endpoint through by passing on the request body, which is nothing but my the body that actually I am getting from my incoming JSON payload. And once this is done, the OCIP APIM subscription key, and then I'm passing the key as a request header. And along with that, I'm also passing on the subscription region as location as a request header. So once this is done, I am waiting for the result to be executed as an asynchronous read, and then I'm sending it back as a result. The string, I'm having a task string type of return type, and I'm just returning it back to the caller. So let me show you how it works actually. So let me run my post though. So this is my HTTP translator. Once this is basically run from run, and you can either start by debugging or run without debugging. So you can get the value of this URL of this HTTP request Azure function app from here. I've just copied this and have pasted it here. And I am just saying, hey, how are you doing? So I'm sending. It is going to take a while. I'm going to uh, say basically what is happening. So I'm just passing it out. I just kept it as a breakpoint here. So I'm just passing it out. I'm just continuing, and it is translating as text like como estas, and in text in Hindi as are aap kaise ho, which is basically in Hindi and in Espanol. So which is a remarkable, you see, you can pour in as many as languages as you want in an array, and you can get the responses in an array from an JSON response, and you can then further do it some kind of a manipulation. Either you can do various kinds of, you can tap it to some kind of a chatbot, or you can finally further tap it to some kind of a further processing, or you send it to some kind of a mail, and you can do whatever you want to. So much of facilities with Azure translator services. Apart from that, it can also translate documents. So imagine, like, you want to, as I was saying, like you want to share across Azure document which is coming to you in form of an invoice, and you really don't want your interpreter to manually translate this. Azure translator can do this, help you out in regarding this. It can translate and it can send across to any destination folder container, and then obviously you can do various kinds of mechanism to share it across to your distant client. Okay, so much of Azure translators for today. I'll be coming back with more such inputs. Stay tuned, and if you have not already liked and shared and subscribed to my channel, please do so. Namaste and much love.